石门Reservoir is Taiwan's first multi-purpose reservoir. Apart from the main function of water supply, it also provides very precious green energy, hydroelectricity. The石门Reservoir, along with the Ronghua Dam upstream to it, generates about 400 million kilowatt-hours of electricity per year, which allows the intrinsic hydraulic power of Dahan River to be fully unleashed and utilized by people. That also highlights the roles of a reservoir being water resources as well as energy supply. Hydroelectricity is electricity generated by utilizing the water flow propelled by gravity due to elevation differences to drive turbines which bring momentum to the electric generators, whereby the potential energy of water is transformed into electric power, a clean energy. The石门Reservoir power plant comprises 3 sections: 1.石门Unit, 2. Yixing Unit, and 3.石门Canal Unit. These units vary in time of construction and method of power generation. Now let's look at how they generate electricity. The石门Unit was the first constructed unit in石门Power Plant. It started commercial operation in January 1964. The石门Unit is located on the right of downstream to the石門Dam. Water is drawn by the power generator by the reservoir and enters the intake tower, then flows through tunnel and is sent by penstock to turbine that drives the generator. Tailwater after electricity generation is discharged in afterbay, where the water is stored for further utilization for other purposes. The石門Unit operates as a typical reservoir generator. It uses the higher water level raised by the reservoir and the water it stores to generate electricity. For石門Unit, the water level difference for power generation can be as big as 100 meters. The unit comprises 2 vertical shaft Francis turbine generators, each having an installed capacity at 45,000 kilowatts. Combined, the 2 generators have an installed capacity at 90,000 kilowatts, accounting for 8% of the total installed capacity of all generators in Taiwan back then. They generated about 200 million kilowatt-hours of electricity annually, which was about 2 to 3% of yearly total electricity consumption by Taiwan in 1960s and 70s, as the then biggest power plant in Taiwan. In 2004, when the石門Reservoir Unit had operated for 40 years, the reservoir was devastated by Super Typhoon Air and almost shut down. In order to save the reservoir and overcome the sludge's hazard to it, the石門Reservoir underwent large-scale upgrading and modification. In parallel to that, the number 2 penstock of the石門Unit was re-engineered as a pipe dedicated for desilting, while number 1 penstock is connected with manifolds at its end to link number 1 and number 2 turbine generators, allowing the 2 generators to share a penstock and work as before. The re-engineering work was completed in 2013. Although the re-engineered石門Unit became unable to generate at full load simultaneously, the new dedicated desilting pipe endows the reservoir with the function of hydraulic desilting, which significantly helps alleviate siltation in reservoir and prolong its lifespan. The Yixing Unit is situated at 13 kilometers upstream of石門Reservoir as an accessory to Ronghua Dam and was completed in 1983 and inaugurated in 1984. Ronghua Dam being the largest check dam upstream of石門Reservoir, hydroelectricity is its incidental benefit. The Yixing Unit works in a run-of-river way, having intake in the upstream of Ronghua Dam, where the elevation is near the mountain walls on the left bank at its highest water level, operation of which differs very much from the intake of the石門Unit at the bottom of reservoir. Water flow for the Yixing Unit generation comes through a 5-kilometer carrying tunnel to a front pool, where it is channeled by penstock to the unit. After electricity generation, the water is discharged into Dahan River and then into石門Reservoir. The Yixing Unit comprises a vertical shaft Francis turbine generator, having an installed capacity at about 40,000 kilowatts, drawing on a head of 146 meters. It generates about 180 million kilowatt-hours annually, the same as the石門Unit. This unit is Taiwan's first unmanned power plant operated remotely by the crew at the Sherman unit, 13 kilometers away, using microwave remote control. The Sherman Canal unit, located at the end of the pipeline by which the multi-level intake of Sherman Reservoir connects the Sherman Canal. Its scale is the smallest of the 3 units at Sherman Power Plant, and also the last member to be inaugurated. This unit comprises a vertical shaft Francis turbine generator, having an installed capacity at 4,630 kilowatts and a generating head of 42.3 meters, and will generate an estimated 15 million kilowatt hours of electricity annually. The Sherman Canal unit works in a reservoir generating way, same as the Sherman unit. Its installed capacity is of small-scale hydropower level. The construction of this unit began in 2020. It is expected to join the others in electricity generation when completed in 2023. Since then, the Sherman Canal will turn to the multi-level intake as water source, and the multi-level intake will become a regular facility of intake instead of turbidity backup, where the tailwater after generation will still return to Sherman Canal for use by the subjects downstream. Hydroelectricity at Sherman Reservoir operates as a natural water cycle, more friendlier to the environment.